Some pretty alarming new video showing a truck driver going the wrong way on a busy highway here in the Midwest. A frightening scene that could have been much worse if another trucker had not stopped him.
You are going the wrong way down the freeway. You are committing a felony right now.
Yeah, really terrifying there. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy sharing this video, claiming the driver did not understand the rules of the road as the Trump administration cracks down on foreign truck drivers who do not speak English. NewsNation's Alex Capriello is live. Alex is at a truck stop outside of Chicago, and you just spoke with the trucker who captured that video.
Yeah, Nichole, I did. I had a chance to ask him about that exact moment. I also just learned a little bit about what it's like to be a truck driver and what he witnesses day in and day out, both during the day as well as what he sees at night, like in that moment. He issued a stern warning about highway safety in the year 2025. But first, let's take one more look at that encounter with that wrong way driver.
Dude, what?
This now viral moment happening on the border of Indiana and Ohio. The driver, Tim O'Friel, tells me he called the police right after he took down the trucker's information. Most concerning from my interview with him, he says this is just one example of dangerous driving he witnesses all day.
The amount of dangerous driving that a lot of these drivers do when they think nobody's looking. You know, and it's primarily foreign drivers or people who don't respect the law, you know, and it's concerning. I've got what happened in Florida right on my mind. It's like, you can't let the guy go down the road and hit someone. I mean, you can't live with that on your conscience.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy claims the wrong way driver is foreign, writing on X, this easily could have ended in disaster. Foreign truck drivers not being able to understand the rules of our roads is a crisis that is putting lives in danger. The United States Department of Transportation is doing the work to fix it and save lives. O'Friel tells me that Secretary Duffy has actually invited him to meet with him and his staff tomorrow morning in Washington, D.C. He says that's an invitation that he has gladly accepted. And I asked O'Friel what he's going to actually communicate to Secretary Duffy about this moment. And he says he plans to even take a very larger approach, looking at a big picture. And he says he believes that it was legislation that was enacted back in the 1980s, specifically about truck drivers, that he says is causing a lot of the dangerous things that he's witnessing and a lot of these commercial driver's licenses that actually don't belong in the hands of some drivers being in those wrong hands. Nichole.
All right, so Alex, speaking of the dangers, Secretary Duffy recently announcing this nationwide audit and new rules for foreign commercial truck drivers. What all does that entail?
Yeah, this really has to do with that really devastating truck crash that we saw back in August in Florida. In fact, O'Friel in that soundbite even referenced it, saying it's on his conscience. And in that moment, we saw another commercial driver, this one a native of India, perform an illegal U-turn and kill 3 people. It was major news, and NewsNation covered it extensively. So now, after that, Secretary Duffy says that he's going to require that all states check a national immigration database to see if the drivers can legally apply for a CDL. And for those that actually have already been issued those CDLs, he's going to require that the states must perform an audit on their status. Duffy says that any governor who finds that a CDL was issued in a way that it shouldn't have, a CDL that was issued improperly, that those licenses must be revoked immediately. Nichole.
All right, Alex Capriello live for us here in Illinois. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.